Hi guys, so Priti Patel, the Home Secretary, was invited onto Sky News to talk about many issues, including the loss of 400,000 files that the police need in order to conduct their activities. Now, she's going to say that, well, don't worry, that this data is on other servers, on other computers, and we're recovering it at the moment. And she's going to avoid the question, basically. So let's hear how she responded.
Can we please talk about the problems that there have been with the Police National Computer? 400,000 records, including fingerprint, DNA, arrest records, were apparently wiped. At the weekend, you said you had technical staff working on the issue. How much have we been able to recover?
So first of all, let me just clarify this. This is a coding issue. So in terms of records and retrieving records, much of this data exists in other systems as well. So, you know, there is a lot of technical work underway right now to retrieve.
How much of that data?
I can't tell you how much is being retrieved right now because it's taking time, because our officials and technicians here, engineers, have had to apply new codes to the actual Police National Computer System.
That's impossible. I don't believe for a second that you don't know how much has been completed. You are responsible for this. This is your job. Now, first of all, let's take a step back. I don't believe for a second that this data has been quote-unquote lost. It has been deleted. Now, they put it down to human error. Somebody deleted the data. I'm pretty sure it was deleted on purpose. If it was lost, now I don't accept for a second that it was lost, because data is archived. If you delete a file on your computer now, you can recover it. Even if you permanently delete it from your computer, you know, the way you think you're permanently deleting it, software exists to recover that data. Now, I'm not an expert on data recovery, but there are ways. Even if you have an old hard disk, broken hard disk even, data can be recovered. It costs a lot of money, it takes some time, but it can be recovered. It's not possible that this data has been lost. Now, what she's doing here is she's trying to buy time. She's trying to say, look, we need all of this time to recover this data, with the hope that this story will disappear from the newspapers, from the front pages, and it'll be replaced with something else, and then the government can move on and forget about this issue. Now, my question is, why was data deleted?
And
could you then tell us how much is on other databases then? How much of the information we can recoup?
No, we can't, because there are a range of other connected databases. So these records, this is complicated, because the code that was applied to wipe and delete records is a new code, but we have to do this on a weekly basis. So there is a multi-system recovery process taking place right now, and that is taking time. So we will update Parliament and colleagues in Parliament as well, and the public, once we know exactly the type of records that we have that have been retrieved. But I'll be very clear as well, if we have to go back to files, working with our policing and operational partners to put in manual uploads, that's exactly what we will absolutely do. But it's important to say the computer itself is working, and law enforcement agencies and partners are still able to access the data, upload files.
Sure.
How we retrieve some of these files that were deleted. But as I've said, there are multiple records that are held in different sources. So, you know, we talk about a figure of 400,000. The actual figure could actually be a lot less.
Well, when you know, please do come on and let us know.
Absolutely, we will do that. But as I said, it will take time, because this is a code.
This is not about, they're not going to come back and tell people, here's an update on the disaster that we created. She's not going to do that. This is about buying time. This is hoping that this issue will disappear from the newspaper front pages, and people will talk about something else. Once again, I don't buy for a second that this data has been lost. Let me give you an analogy. One of the very first companies that I worked for back in the 1990s, the late 1990s, it was a production company, and every evening, they recorded all the production data, onto a little magnetic tape that they put in an envelope and they put in the bank to keep it safe. Now, of course, that was back in the late 90s. We've moved on from that. We have, you know, cloud computing and things like that, where it's much more secure. So I don't buy for a second. And of course, you have archives. You have every day the data is backed up. So if somebody made a mistake, you just roll back to the day before. I don't buy for a second that this data was lost. Files were deleted, probably on purpose. Now, why were they deleted? That's my question. Is it that there's information to be hidden? Is it that the Home Secretary doesn't want certain information to be released to the public? Because if you delete one file and journalists find out about it, they would ask you, why did you delete that file on Mr. X? What has Mr. X done that he deserves to have his file deleted? But if you delete thousands of files, then you can say, oh, it was a human error. It was a mistake. So the media will focus on the number. They will not focus on the individuals inside that number. Now, this is, of course, speculation on my part. I don't know if that's the case. But it seems strange that a computer system, a 21st century computer system, can have files deleted and there's no way of recovering them. Now, she talks about, yeah, we're going to recover them from other systems, but that's not how you recover data. You recover data from archives. You don't recover it from another system. Once again, I think this is a case of hiding something, hoping that the whole thing will blow over. If it doesn't blow over, find another distraction. You know, there will be, oh look, we have a new story on the pandemic. Let's focus on that instead. And the story of 400,000 files being removed will be forgotten. If this is the case, then she has to seriously look at her position. She has to take responsibility for this. The book, as they say, ends there, ends with her. So if she's not willing to reconsider her position, I don't know. Like, Boris Johnson's not going to fire her. She's not going to resign. Even if all the data was deleted, she wouldn't resign. But it is interesting how this number of files have been, as I said before, deleted, and there's no way of tracking it. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about all of this. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot. I want to say a big thank you to all of my patrons. You ensure that this channel continues to exist. I'm eternally grateful for all of your support. If you join Patreon, you will receive instant access to our Discord server, where we have both audio and video chats. You can chat with me and other patrons, where we discuss important and non-important issues. Becoming a patron per month costs about the same as a large coffee, so why not check it out?